Hi everyone. Today's video is going to help you with the information on transformations of parent functions. So we're going to start with quickly going over the answers to your homework from yesterday. So take that out so you can just check and see how you did. Obviously you can pause the video to look at each answer as we go through. So here are problems 6, 7, 8, and then I'm going to scroll down and show you 9, 10, and 11. So this would be your original picture, and then these are the kind of the 4 defining points that would start it off. And then notice over here I kind of wrote down what the transformation would be. So this would say horizontal or right 1 is what that means, and this is vertical down 3. And then here you've got a reflection over the x-axis. And now for 10, it's a reflection over the y-axis, so going from right to left. And then 2 transformations here. We went right 1 and up 1. And then these 2 are definitely trickier. You have a horizontal stretch by 2, so you're multiplying the x's by 2. Remember to do the reciprocal when you're doing the x's. And then on number 13, you have a vertical shrink of a half, so you're multiplying all the y's by a half or dividing the y's by 2. So notice 12 got wider and 13 got skinnier, got squished. Okay. All right. So today's lesson is really focused on these kind of 4 main parent functions. And so we need to start by writing down what the parent function's defining points are. So, and I know we did this a little bit, but I want to make sure we are getting this all in one spot for you here. So for x squared, you have 3 defining points, which is -1, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. X cubed has -1, -1, 0, 0, and +1, +1. Absolute value of x is the same as x squared, so you have -1, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. And then finally, your square root of x is a little bit different. It's 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. And again, you'll use these defining points to help you move or stretch or flip any one of these 4 main parent functions. Okay, so these were going to be board work, but since I'm not here, we're just going to do them by hand here. So let me go ahead and do a quick little grid. Your paper should have grids there for you already. So what you're going to want to do for each of these problems when you're doing them on your homework or here or wherever is you want to write down what the transformation is. So number 1 has 2 transformations. It's going left 2, and it's also reflecting over the x-axis. So you'll just want to write that down. Left 2, reflect over x-axis. Okay? And then you're going to take that and then plot the points, excuse me, based upon the defining points of the absolute value of x. So the absolute value of x normally has the points of 0, 0, -1, 1, and +1, 1. So there's the normal one, like that. We're going to flip it upside down and move it to the left 2. So flip it upside down and then left 2. You're going to have a point here. And then one at -3, -1, and one at -1, -1. So this would be the new graph. Okay. I'm just going to go through them all again. Pause as you need, or when you need, I guess. Okay, number 2, this is the square root function. Remember, anything that's inside attached to the x, you do the opposite of what you think. So this one is going to go to the right 3. So all you're going to do is take your normal square root of x function, which again starts with the point 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. So those are the starting points. I didn't make my grid big enough, so let me move this a little bit. And now we're going to go to the right 3. So take all 3 of those main points that I just wrote and just move them to the right 3. So 1, 2, 3. So I'm at this point 3, 0. Then 1, 1 is going to go to 4, 1. And then you're going to go from 4, 2. So again, this is 4, 2. Now you're going to go over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2. Okay, so I'd be looking for that. So number 3, that's a perfect or a squared function, and it's going to go to the left 1. So again, just like we're doing, we're going to start with the squared function, which is at 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1. So those are your starting points. And then just take them all to the left 1. So now I'm going to have my vertex at negative 1, 0, and then a point at 0, 1, and then up here. So again, the whole thing has just shifted to the left 1. But the main thing is you want to start with those 3 main points that I plotted here, and then move all of those. Okay, I'm not super happy with this grid, so I think I'm going to make Desmos grab me one. So while you're looking at these, let me just cut one here. Let's see if I can make this work. Okay, so this first one is the absolute value of x function, but it is shifted down 4. I think this will be easier. Okay, so you're going to, again, this is part of like what your quiz will ask you to do, is to tell me what the transformation is. So you're going to write down 4, or you could say shift down 4, or change, shift the y's down 4, whatever makes the most sense for you to write down. And the normal absolute value graph looks like this. But now I'm going to take that thing and shift it down 4. So it's going to go like this. Okay, that's that. All right, next one now, you are going to be reflecting this and shifting this. So this is going to be reflect, over the x-axis because we're changing the y's, and you're also going to go up 1. And you're going to reflect first and then go up 1. So I'm still not liking this grid very much. So let's try again. Maybe I can make it look a little bit nicer. Let's see if this one's better. Hopefully your grids on your paper turned out to be better than this grid that I'm trying to use. Okay, so my normal, I'm going to start with my normal square root function, which is 0, 0, 1, 1, and then of course I made this one too small, so it's 4, 2, so it's like way over here. So here's the normal one. We're going to take that guy, we're going to flip it upside down, so the points are going to be like this. And then the final thing you're going to do is you're going to shift the whole thing up 1. So this 0, 0 is going to be at 0, 1. The 1, negative 1 is going to go to 1, 0. And then this one out here is at 4, negative 2, and it's therefore going to be at 4, negative 1. Let me erase that. So it's going to move to 4, negative 1. Okay. I'm going to move this guy down. Now, another way you can do this, if this is helpful for you to see it like this, let me show you another way. Let me grab one more grid that I like better. Let's try one more time. So another thing that I like is that sometimes I'll write out the points as opposed to just drawing the whole entire grid. So let me show you what I mean. So for this being x squared plus 3. So you know that the defining points for x squared, the ones you start with, are negative 1, 1. you also have 0, 0, and you also have 1, 1. Okay, well, you're going to move these up 3, so that means the new point would be -1, comma 1 plus 3 is 4. And the new point here, you're going to shift again up 4, so add 4, so you've got 0, 4. And then the next one, you're going to add 3 onto 1 again, and you're going to have 1, 1, 4. Sorry, I kept typing 4, so this is a 3. Okay, so everything went up 3. So now instead of me like trying to graph the original points and then do the transformation that way, I'm just going to graph these 3 points. So whichever one you like better, I'll do another one this way, but whichever one you like better, that is totally up to you. So I've got -1, 4, 0, 3, and 1, 4. So here is my grid without having drawn the original, which the original would have been here. Okay, so the red one is the new one. Okay, so now I actually like that grid the best, I think, so I'm going to take that guy. And I think I'm going to spread some of these out a little bit because there's just not a lot of space here. So we're going to move number 8 over here, like down below. Okay, so for, come on. Let's try again. I like this one. Copy. Paste. There we go. Okay, so for this one here, you are going right 2 and up 1. So for my absolute value graph, I have 3 defining points, which are -1, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1. And we're going to go right 2, so you're going to add 2 to the x's, so you get 1. And you're going to add 1 to the y's, so 1 plus 1 is 2. The next one, I'm going to add 2 to the x's, so 2, and add 1 to the y's. I add 2 to the x's and add 1 to the y's. So I'm graphing these 3 points. So I'm going to plot 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, and 3, 2. So there is my new absolute value graph that's been shifted. Okay. All right, let me move this one. This is number 8. Okay, so number 8 is the square root function. And it's going to go left 3, because we do the opposite, and up 2. So my initial starting points are 0, 0. If it's going to go up 3, or sorry, left 3, that's going to be -3 up to +2. Then I have the point 1, 1. And it's going to go left 3, so it'll be -2 up 2 to 3. And then we have the point 4, 2. It's going to go left 3, so subtract 3, you get 1. Add 2 to the y's, you get 4. So those are my 3 defining points, 3 new defining points, which I'm going to plot on this new grid. So now I have -3, 2, -2, 3, and 1, 4. But again, you can start it at its original points if you like, and take each of those 1, 2, 3 points and move them left 3 up 2 if that's easier for you to do, whatever works for you. All right, this is a little bit of a trickier one here because it actually has 3 things going on at once. So this one, you're going to go right 2, then you're going to reflect over the x-axis from that negative out front, and then go down 3, and you need to do it in that order. And I will do it with points again. So this is your squared function again. So you have -1, 1. If it goes right 2, you're going to go to 1. You're going to make your y negative, so that's a -1, and subtract 3, you're going to have -4. 0, 0 is the next point. You're going to go right 2, which is 2. You're going to make this negative, it doesn't change it, and then go down 3, so -3. And then the point 1, 1, you're going to go right 2, so that's to 3. You're going to make this negative, which is a -1, and subtract 3, which is a -4. Okay, so now I have to graph that thing. Okay, so 1, -4 is here, 2, -3 is here, and 3, -4 is here. So we've got this upside down parabola. Okay, last thing is now writing equations of the function based upon the transformations that are there. So you want to just look carefully at what's going on and see if it makes, like, if you can see what's going on here. So I see an absolute value, so I know it starts, if it's absolute value, it would start like this, okay? I can see it's been flipped over the x, so that means in front of my absolute value, there will be a negative. And then it has also gone to the left 2, so x's are opposite, so that's +2. And it's also gone down 1, so that's a -1 on the outside. So this negative is the flipping it upside down. +2 is moving it to the left 2. -1 is moving it down 1. Okay, now this is my square root function, which goes like this. Okay, so you can see it hasn't flipped or anything. All it's done is moved left and down. So for my equation, it's going to go left 1, which is inside with the x plus 1, down to -2. X's don't do what you think. Remember, y's are y's. Remember that phrase. And then this one here is your your square root. I keep saying the wrong functions. Your square function, and I hope you can see that it went to the right 1 and up 3. So this is y equals x minus 1 squared plus 3. It's the square function. It's a parabola. Went to the right 1, so that's a -1 inside, and then 3 shifts it up 3. Okay, hopefully that made sense to you. We will do more with it tomorrow in class as well. So if you have any other questions about it, just make sure that you're prepared to ask them tomorrow in class.